Well, hello. Today we will examine reading strategies in practice. And this is a warm-up exercise to get our minds in the right frame of mind before beginning our task. First, take a deep breath and exhale. Relieve any anxiety you have towards our task so that it does not interfere with our work for the day. So let's get started. Academic reading requires careful attention to the text. One must read, reread, and reflect throughout the process. Therefore, faculty do not recommend waiting to the last minute to read your assignments for a college class. In the context of this course, the word text will refer to not only a textbook, but any printed document such as a journal or a newspaper article. Reading an academic work requires you to become an active participant. You read first to digest the subject matter. You read the text a second time to answer questions, such as who, what, when, where, how, and why. And you read a third time to identify the main idea of the reading, support for that main idea, and to confirm any projections you had at the very beginning. You also reflect upon the reading. So again, reading a text will require you to become an active reader. And that essentially means that you are asking questions before, during, and after reading the text. So look at this passage. What does the title of this piece suggest? What may be the focus of this paragraph? Dogs and community? Good. So let's read it together. Adopting a dog builds a strong community bond. For instance, the best way to build a community is to meet your neighbors in a comfortable, relaxing setting, outdoors. When walking your dog, neighbors wave hello or stop their tasks to converse with you while petting your dog. You learn about your neighbors and vice versa. The community bond strengthens, especially within groups. For example, in Highland Heights, people convene at 6 p.m. twice a week to walk their dogs together as a pack. The young and the elderly stroll side by side with their pets and discuss the happenings of the day. Also, trained dogs are friendly and patient with children. For example, the American Kennel Club proclaims the boxer as a breed well suited for children because of its patience and protection. Who has not seen Facebook videos of boxers lying quietly as toddlers pull their ears or lay on top of them to fall asleep? The Homeschool Mothers Association meets at Parkland Estate Park in the morning where their 2- and 4-year-olds play in the grass with their dogs. Most importantly, dogs offer security for the neighborhood and home. Who has not been awakened by a barking dog or looked out of their window? In Pennsylvania, police credit the howling of a family hound dog alerting them to an intruder inside the home one evening. In Washington, Illinois, a neighbor happened to drop off her dog to the neighbors to babysit while she was away, and the dog's bark alerted the family to a fire within the home. Build a strong community bond by adopting a dog from Next Door Animal Shelter at 2350 Grove Avenue. Doing so not only enriches your life, but helps to build a better community. What did you learn after reading this paragraph? Who is it about? Were your initial thoughts confirmed? What is the author's point for writing the paragraph? How do you know? What clues are provided? So let's look at how the paragraph is organized or chunked. First, the author addresses how a dog allows you to meet your neighbors. And let's see if we can highlight that. So we're meeting our neighbors in a comfortable and relaxing setting, outdoors. Then the author discusses how a trained dog is actually good for children. How did we know this? Well, the author used transitional words and phrases to give us clues. Also is a transitional word. The sentence moves from one point to another, and these are the major points of the paragraph. Let's keep looking. Any other key points that we find from the article? Hopefully you noticed the one about security. So we have the paragraph divided into 3 sections, or it provides us with 3 reasons why adopting a dog can build a community. First, right, it allows us to meet our neighbors in a very comfortable and relaxing setting. We're outdoors. And then notice the subsequent sentences provide specific examples to support that sentence. The second chunk or section talks about how trained dogs are friendly and patient with children. That builds a community bond. And again, notice how the author has provided a specific example. And then finally, the author talks about how dogs offer security, not just for the home, but for the neighborhood. And then again, provides specific examples. So notice how all of this is emphasized in the very first sentence. Adopting a dog builds a strong community bond. But then notice how that one sentence is reinforced near the very end. Our concluding sentence. Doing so not only enriches your life, but helps to build a better community. Now, when reading an article that may be 1 or 2 pages long, the main idea or the thesis is often found in the first or second paragraph. This is just one paragraph. So our main idea or thesis statement, or our main idea, is found in the very first sentence. The thesis statement can be explicitly stated, or sometimes it can be implied based on the clues. For most text, there is a main idea. For an article, the main idea is called the thesis statement. And that is especially true for an article that may be 1, 2, 3, etc. It's a long piece. The example we examined was just one paragraph, so our main idea was found in the very first sentence. That main idea is supported by major points, and that may be in the form of reasons as we have in our example, or it could be through description or even time order. In any case, the major points always point readers back to the main idea or the thesis. That may be done by repeating keywords from that main idea or thesis. So whenever we read a piece, we must consider the rhetorical context and what is the message being conveyed. Who is the author? Is he or she credible? What is the purpose of he or she writing the piece? Is it to inform, to persuade, to entertain, or mislead? Then we must consider the intended audience. The piece was not written for everyone, but for those individuals who are considering a pet, possibly a dog. Remember, before the final sentence, it said if you wanted to adopt a dog, it gave you the specific location where you could do that. So we have practiced examining a small passage and dissecting it to determine the main idea and its major points of support. Now it is your turn.